Hello friends, welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel if you are new here. I am Martina Lily, and today we're going to play with quite a few new makeup products that I have brought into my collection. Quite a few new holiday releases as well, plus the new Danessa Myricks Lightwork Volume 5 palette. I am so excited to finally have time to dip into this palette and play with it. Yes, I did in-depth swatches for you guys, don't you worry. So let's go ahead and I'm actually going to swipe straight into the swatches of this palette. Just so that we can do that, and then we'll zoom in and create a look together, and there will be timestamps down below for you guys if you're only interested in certain parts. All right, let's get into it. Did I say do the YouTubey things? Like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and let's get started. Alrighty, we're zoomed in nice and close. Hopefully those swatches of the palette were good for you guys. This palette is stunning. Absolutely stunning. Like, look at this packaging. It is so luxe. Like, this metal thing, it's in theme with her groundwork packaging. I love it. Absolutely gorgeous. Now, this is an expensive palette. It was, you also get a really large mirror on the inside as well. It was 225 Australian dollars for me, and I think it's 125 USD, I think. But I will say, essentially what you're getting in this palette is 18 special shades. So honestly, I'm not mad at the price because it's expensive. But for me, you know, the fact that I spend $225, $230 on a mothership for 4 special shades pretty much, you know, I'm okay with spending 225 Australian dollars for 18 special shades, if you will. I mean, I would prefer to not, I would prefer it to be cheaper, we all would, but you know where I'm going with that, right? The thing that I really like about this is there's actually 7 finishes in this palette, and it does come with an insert where it tells you like what each row is. So the top row is like soft energy, so it's more of like a softer color, if you will, less intense. And then the middle one is bold energy, so the colors are really, really bold and opaque and creamy and intense, which I think you can tell from the swatches. And then the bottom one is like grounded energy, where they're a bit more almost muted, still very opaque, but yeah, more muted, not in the sense that they're like completely shine free, but just more muted, if you will, for lack of a better explanation. But then there's also some like shifts to them and stuff. So the 7 finishes are Heavenly Halos, Fusion Flakes, Silk Press Shifters, Whipped Powder Shifters, Molten Metals, Suede Shimmers, and Cushion Chromes. And they're really amazing. And on this little like insert that you get, you won't really be able to see it. It does tell you like what each of the formulas are, so that you can like really see, also that you know exactly like what kind of formula you're putting on your eyes. So with these formulas, they are like a full palette of special shades. They really are. I don't think any of these remind me of like an actual Pat McGrath Labs special shade in terms of the formulas, because, well, these aren't baked, and also these ones are just, they're different, but they're still just as insanely, if not some of these more insanely beautiful than Pat McGrath Labs special shades. But here's the thing, if you don't like a Pat McGrath Labs special shade, I'm not sure, we'll need to play with this, because I don't actually think the fallout of this is going to be anything like a special shade, if you will, like a glitter fallout. But there are some of these, like the Chrome Flake ones, for example, they're very like thick almost, for lack of a better word, and so I'm not sure how they'd vibe with like mature lids, but I have not tried it yet, so we will see. But instantly, if you are someone that loves metallics, special shades, multi-chromes, like shifts, honestly, you could get yourself this palette. Like, we'll play with the quality, but just from like looks alone, like you pretty much only need this. It covers you on like every spectrum. You could have like these 2 Danessa palettes, and then that could be your entire collection if that's, you know, your kind of vibe. I know I'm doing this in like a bit of a get ready with me and not a dedicated review, but I am actually gonna do a 1 week 1 palette with this Lightwork 5 palette, because I need to put all of these shades to the test and showcase them. So stay tuned for that. But today I only have time to do like the get ready with me, not like 7 looks. So that's what we're doing. I'm gonna prime it using my Viseart eye primer today. So keep an eye out. It'll probably be up next week, because I will just do like a look a day. I'm gonna use the Danessa Myricks Defining Neutrals palette with this, because it's her brand. I feel like it all matches really well together. Everything that I use on my face today will be linked in the description box down below for you guys. They are affiliate links, so if you shop through them, I do earn a small commission, and thank you so much if you do. It just goes all back into supporting my little channel here, and I really appreciate it. I'm going to start out with my Rephr 27, and I'm going to mix, actually I'm just going to go straight into chiseled. Actually no, I'm going to mix a little bit of chiseled and this one, which is Stone, together, and I'm going to use the pomade first. I've actually hit pan on chiseled. I use chiseled pretty much every day because I like to use it for my brows. I'm just going to start by working this through the crease, and the great thing about these pomades, if you haven't used them, is 1, they're stunningly blendable, but 2, they have no fallout, which I love. But you just want to use a soft touch, so holding your brush backwards and a light touch. I mean, I'm not a makeup artist. This is just what I find works. Take it with a grain of salt. And truly, I think that this palette is my best purchase of the year. I'm not even kidding. I use it every day in many different forms and capacities. I just love it. Also, this is not sponsored. Danessa does not know who I am. I wish. I would love to be on her PR list or sponsored. That would be amazing. think you can see like just how easy that is. So I'm just taking the exact same brush now and I'll just go over that with a mixture of the mattes. I really love how the pomades and the mattes play really well together. This look is gonna go really quite glam, just fair warning, but I will do like softer looks and stuff in my 1 week 1 palette as well. Okay, now I'm gonna take this 15 mini from Rephr. If you haven't seen my review I did of the Natasha Denona Mini Trio Chrome palette, Rephr is coming out with like a holiday set of brushes. I don't believe they're limited edition though, but they're just getting released for holiday, and it's like a mini and max set of their core eyeshadow line. So these are them here, and it's like a mini version of the Rephr 14, for example, and a max version of it, and then they've got all different. And when I tell you, these are the most genius brush sets. If you love their eyeshadow brushes and you love like their core set, like the 14 and the 15 and the 2 and the 1, you need these. Like, trust me. Like, I very rarely say you need anything because everyone's value of $1 is different, but these are legendary. So they launched on the 17th of October. I will have my affiliate link in the description box down below for you guys if you wish to shop through that. And then they are also starting their their Black Friday sale on the 1st of November. So I will keep you guys informed. But yeah, I highly recommend their holiday brushes, you guys. They're amazing. I'm gonna take the 15 mini and I'm gonna go into this one right here, which is Sculpted. Again, starting with the pomade, just a small amount. And same brush, just going into the powder matte to go over it. I think I'm gonna go into Inspiring, and I'm gonna take that on my Sonia G Builder Pro, and I'll skip the intensifiers on this eye and see how we go. And actually, you know, I'll try the brush, but I reckon this formula will work a lot. Yeah, no, this formula is just gonna work better with a finger actually. So I'm just gonna take it on here. I wanted to use the greens, but I'm wearing a red lipstick and that's just too holiday for me. Like red and green together. So let's do that. Yeah, there's a lot of fallout with these, you guys. So keep that in mind. If you do not like fallout, trust me, you're not gonna like this. As you know, that's why I do my eyes first, so I don't really care about it, but I know people do. So I am actually just gonna take my Intensify stick on this eye. This is from Pat McGrath Labs. And I just wanna see if this basically stops the fallout. Oh, it intensifies it a lot though. Holy. Wow. Yeah, that stopped. I still got fallout, but it stopped a lot of it, truly. But I did still get some. Wow. Look at, yeah, that is a freaking cool shade. Holy dooly. That is an amazing shade. Look at that. The Intensify stick definitely makes it more like a liquid molten metallic, but both sides are truly stunning. Wow. But I definitely have more fallout on this side, so just keep that in mind. Oh my goodness, that is an impeccable shadow. I love that. All right, now I'm gonna go into Fearless right here. I'm just gonna take it on my finger as well. I just think these middle row of shadows is just going to work better, like warming up to your finger. Wow. I mean, maybe this is the wrong shade, but oh gosh, that's gorgeous. I hate using my fingers. That is so pretty. Truly, if you don't like fallout at all, really don't get this, because this is verging on almost too much for me. I can push through because I really like the shades, but I'm gonna also wet my brush. So I'm still taking this Fearless shade. This is my Sonia G brush. Well, yeah, I like it. These with a wet brush, they intensify incredibly. But yeah, you want to use a glitter glue, and then you also want to wet your brush when you use these, because trust me, you will get a lot of fallout otherwise. So again, I do my eyes first, so it's fine for me, but I do know people don't love that. Wow, that is such a stunning shade though. Just taking that Rephr 15 Mini again and going into a little bit of the matte from Sculpted. You could obviously just use any neutral palettes you have or shades you have. I'm just gonna marry these. I got a bit messy because I use my finger, and that's why I don't like using my finger as much. You could obviously make this very structured if you wish. I like to actually make my looks quite messy in a way, to be honest with you, just because I feel like for my hooded eyes it suits them more, but it's all down to personal preference. Tell you what, that is gorgeous. What do you guys think? Oh, that's stunning. It really is. It looks crazy now. It'll come together, don't worry. We're gonna leave this here. Let's move on to our face. One of the holiday items that I picked up is the new Fenty Beauty Holiday Gloss Bomb. This is in the shade Holla'gram, and I just thought it was absolutely adorable. And I don't have any gloss bombs in my collection right now because I either use them or unfortunately some of them got expired, and I just really liked this. I don't have a hologram type lip gloss. I always love the Gloss Bomb formula, and I was gonna get the Vault, but the Vault's like $270, and I was like, oh, that's too far for me. So I settled for this little adorable holiday one. I do not have a new primer, so we are going to use my Tatcha Liquid Silk Canvas, and I'm just gonna kind of like talk about the product that I'm gonna use for the older products, but then kind of just speed through it because I know this video is gonna be 1,000 years long, so let's do that. Oh, this is a Rephr 31, by the way. I'm just going to take my Sigma color corrector in light to medium. This brush, by the way, is actually a double-ended like concealer brush or whatever from Tarte Cosmetics from like 7 years ago or 6. And then I'm just going to put a little bit of color corrector on because it might not come across on camera, but I am a little bit red through here just from having to wipe off the fallout. This is just a Sephora one, by the way. I like this lip gloss. It's pretty. I did actually pick up a new foundation to try. This is not a new foundation to the market, but it is a new foundation to Australia because the Patrick Ta Cream Foundation and Powder Duo literally just released this week in Sephora. So I picked up Fair 2. It was kind of hard to pick a shade. I asked Blair what shade she was, and she was light 2 or 1, but she said it was too dark for her. And then I looked at Michelle Wong and Ali Glines because both of them are usually the same shade as me as well, and they were Fair 2. So let's hope. It looks like it'll be all right. So this is it right here. I know most of you have seen this already, but this is, you know, a new product for us Aussies. It looks very pretty. I've heard such mixed reviews with this product. People seem to either love it or absolutely hate it. So I'm very intrigued to give it a go. And from what I can kind of vibe is it seems to be very much like a traditional cream foundation in the sense that less is more, if you will. So let's give it a go. I think I'll try first with this F47 Sigma brush, which I actually really like this brush. It's so soft. So let's go ahead and pick some up. I guess I'll swatch this. Oh my god, it's really emollient, isn't it? So that's the swatch. I mean, it seems to be a pretty decent match. Gosh, I was not expecting this to be so emollient. All right, let's go. Yeah, that shade match isn't too bad. If anything, maybe a touch light, but I'd prefer my foundation shade to be a touch too light than a touch too deep, because I find it's really easy for me to just like deepen everything up with my cream bronzers or powder bronzers and stuff than it is to almost lighten it up, because the rest of my body is really white. Like, I might not look that pale. This part of my chest and neck is surprisingly actually the most tan part of my body, because if I go outside, it's pretty much maybe the only part that shows. So it's when you incorporate the entire picture, that's when you really get the picture of how white I am. Doesn't have a smell for anyone interested. And it seems to be going on pretty nicely so far. Quite like a cream foundation applies. If you've tried the Wayne Goss foundation or the RCMA cream foundation or the Monica Blonder, it's kind of reminding me of that. Like, you know, just that real cream, but it's a lot more emollient. Look at that healthy glow. It's not texture smoothing, but it's not bad. Shall we try a sponge? Let's do it on the forehead. Oh gosh, that's a lot more full coverage on the forehead with a sponge. Who has this, by the way, and what do you think? Please let me know. Oh, I like it with the sponge. All right, first impressions. I think this is a really nice, everyday, natural, barely there foundation. I think if you have really, really dry skin, you'd probably really, really love this. I think if you have really oily skin, it's not gonna work for you. I quite like this glow it's giving, especially because once I would like set it, as my skin would warm up throughout the day, that kind of a glow can look quite nice. It's not smoothing, but it's not texture enhancing. It just really does look like my skin. So that's a plus, but I will be interested to see how this wears. So stay tuned for that. For concealer, I'm going to try mixing my Gucci with my Givenchy concealer. So I have Gucci in 14N. It's not N, by the way, it's very yellow. If I was neutral, like if I was to repurchase this, I would actually get the pink undertone because this is so yellow. And then Givenchy in N95, which is a lovely undertone. I had one of you guys ask me how these compare to each other, and they're not really comparable. The Gucci is more on like the drier formula side and the matte formula side, whereas the Givenchy is very, very hydrating and creamy. So they're really not comparable. They're very like almost opposite ends of the spectrum, except for in terms of coverage. Coverage-wise, they're both a medium coverage. So I'm gonna mix these. But you can see how yellow that Gucci is, right? Taking my BK 109 naturally to blend it out. I cannot get over how stunning these metallic shades are. Also, it's been about, I actually had to take about a 30-minute break in between doing my base and my eyes because I had a grocery delivery that I had to go get and all that jazz. So you can see the shadow's doing pretty well. Like just 30 minutes in, not creasing on my hooded eyes or anything. Well, they mix nice together, don't they? I quite like those concealers together. They're quite lovely. Let's take my Tom Ford Shade and Illuminate cream contour. And I always need to remember with this one, I have intensity one, by the way. I just always need to remember with this one that less is more. I have a tendency to go overboard with it. This is my Sonia G buffer brush. I love that Tom Ford product, it is delightful. While we're here, another holiday launch that I picked up was the Fenty Skin Plush Puddings Duo. It is the Intensive Recovery Lip Mask Duo, and these were so cute. One's Barbados Cherry and one's the original vanilla formula. And I love a lip mask, but I just thought these were actually the cutest little things I'd ever seen. So I have filmed reels for all this, so who knows when they're up, keep an eye out on my Instagram and stuff. But with this one, you just like twist it and then it comes out here. I really like the packaging and everything, but I love this product. I've actually been testing this for about a day already and it's delightful. So the cherry one is my favorite because it smells and kind of tastes like Dr. Pepper or like that kind of a cherry smell, and I just love it so much. It doesn't taste like fragrance or anything like that. It's like nice, and I find it to be very, very hydrating on the lips, very much kind of like the Laneige ones, but maybe even a little bit better. So I'm in love with those, and that was an incredible purchase in my mind. FYI. Let's take this powder from the Patrick Ta Duo, and this is a What's Up R201 brush. It's actually designed for highlighters, but I like it for powder. And I'm going to use this to set my under eyes first. I don't know, like, I feel like this is designed for the girls that are, or the boys, you know, or the people that don't like a lot of powder, but you know, I like a lot of powder. So I can see myself, if this is nice on the under eyes, just using this as an under eye powder. and keeping this not to the rest of my face. Otherwise I'm going to go through this palette that quickly. But that actually looks quite nice, doesn't it? All right, Patrick. We still don't actually have the new blush shades that he released. Or his holiday release or anything. I don't know if we probably actually won't even get his holiday release, sorry, in our Sephora. We didn't get last year's holiday release. I usually, if I want his holiday release, have to get it off Cult Beauty. So we'll see. I don't know, it's weird. Patrick Chow doesn't really like restock Australia or prioritize Australia. We're not important anyway. I mean, first world problems, you guys. I'm just joshing. I really like this powder on my under eyes a lot. A lot. Initial first impressions, we'll see how it wears. I'm also liking it through the T-zone, and I think definitely if you are someone who has dry skin, I actually can see you just actually raving about this duo as a whole, because if you have dry skin, you're just going to put a light dusting of powder on. I'm not going to put this all over my face. I will go through this powder that quickly, I can tell, but I like it for the T-zone, and I'm not mad at that, like, because I always use a separate under eye powder to my face powder, because I usually find my under eyes need something a little lighter, more hydrating, something with a little bit of a tint to it, whereas the rest of my face needs something a little bit more mattifying because of my oily skin. So I'm not mad at that. So far, I am not mad at this. We will see how it wears. But I'm pleasantly surprised so far, and I was nervous because there has been so many mixed reviews for it. I'm just going to take my 1N06 HD powder from Makeup Forever on my Hourglass Veil powder brush, just because I want a touch more, just a touch more coverage. I am sorry, but like, I feel like my skin looks really good right now, so I really hope this wears well. Let me just quickly go off camera and do my brows. I'm just going to use my Danessa Myricks Groundwork palette and like the Too Faced brow gel, and then we'll come back and carry on. Brows are done, and I just put this Kaleidos Solaris multi-chrome eyeliner on my lower waterline and the silver Victoria Beckham eyeliner on my top waterline. And then what I'm going to do now is take this Rephr 23 and I'm going to go into the black pomade in the Danessa palette here. And I'm just going to smudge that a little bit here. I don't really want it, like I'm only going halfway, and I don't want like a wing or anything. I just want like a little bit of smudging, but you could put a wing if you wanted to. For the lower lash line, I'm just going to take this one right here with the Rephr 13 Mini, and this brush is so good for the under eyes, you guys. And then same brush, I'll just take a teensy bit of the dark brown pomade. For the inner corner, I'm going to take this Sonia G Pencil Pro brush, and I'm going to go into this one, which is Protected. And I'll swoop it up a bit, and also swoop it under a bit. Ooh, that's cool. Look at that. I like it. I really like these shadows. These are going to be so much fun to play with for the whole week. Oh, I love that. I love these. I love this look. I'm really happy. That's exciting. Okay, great. Now I'm going to put my Rabanne mascara on. For bronzer, I'm going to take my Pat McGrath Labs in Nude Honey, just because I want something that's more neutral, not too warm. And then this is my Pat bronzer brush. For highlight, I picked up the new Chanel Sublimage liquid highlighter, and I want to show you guys. So I have used this in another video where I tried it for the first time, but I think this video will go up first, so I want to talk about it today. And I'm going to compare it to the Gucci, because I've seen people comparing these and saying that they like the Chanel more, and that might very well be the case, but I think there's a really distinct difference between the two that you should know about before you go in, that I haven't seen really anyone talk about, and maybe it's just mine, I don't know. So these are the two products here. This side is the Gucci, this side is the Sublimage. No filters, no nothing like that, okay? Now you're not going to be able to see it on here. I think it's probably only on my face, so let me do that. But this has flecks of glitter all through it, and it goes on the face. So if you don't want flecks of glitter in your highlight, do not pick this up, okay? I don't think this particular product for me is a win because I don't want Flexi Glitter, but if you do, well then you might like it. But the difference between this one and the Gucci is the Gucci has no flecks of glitter. It is straight liquid goodness, okay? And it's just so natural, whereas this one does have flecks of glitter. So I don't know if you can see, this is 4K, no filters. I will say giving it a good shake does help. Like I don't have as much glitter flakes on my face today as what I did the first time I tried it. The first time I tried it, it was a lot. Like I had like a big chunk right here. This is the nicest it's looking today, which actually makes me excited because I can make this work. If I had my time over, I wouldn't purchase this product because they get glitter flakes, put it that way. But again, you might like that, in which case it's probably a really good product for you. I'm just gonna take my Rare Beauty Exhilarate highlight just to set that a torch. Her highlighters, Rare Beauty highlighters, so blinding. So blinding. For cream blush, we're going to try these. Now, this is the set that came with Smirk and Work, and I don't know if these are new shades or not, but Work is really nice, and then Smirk, like, sucks, and I don't know what it's supposed to be. This is Smirk, this is Work. Work obviously looks quite nice, but this one right here, watch when I blend it out. Where did it go? Is it supposed to be a highlight? But it's not like metallic. Whereas, I mean, this one's pretty sheer too, I gotta be honest, but you still get some pigment. So I'm not really quite sure. It does look almost like maybe it's supposed to be a highlight. I don't know what that one is, so I don't like that, but let's try this one. This is very dewy. I don't actually know how this is gonna go over powder, so let's just take it on my sponge first. Oh, that's not too bad actually. I would use a very light hand though, if you're gonna use this over powder like how I use mine. That's pretty. Very soft and subtle. Yeah, very soft and subtle. Okay, well I like that one, great. 1 out of the 2 was good. I just don't understand what this is supposed to be. What does it say on here? Yeah, lip, oh, lip and cheek. All right, well let's put it on the lips then. This is Smirk. Well, it looks nice on the lips. I'll use it that way then. I might just set that a little bit with the Chanel 797. This is a Smashbox brush. So far this is all coming together really lovely, and I'm stoked about that. And I also feel like, aside from the fact that that Chanel has glitter flakes on it, I feel like these products have all melted really well into my skin, and I don't actually think I'm gonna use any setting spray because I feel like that'll just make me oily today. So we are getting into our summer here, and my skin is gonna start getting oily. In exciting news, I got my hands on one of the new Hermes limited edition lipsticks. I couldn't help myself, the packaging was too gorgeous. I just really couldn't. I haven't actually seen anyone use this one. I've seen everyone have the orange and purple one, but I just fell in love with this blue yellow one. So I have swatched this for like a reel already. It is stunning, absolutely beautiful. As a side note, the new Hermes quads that they've dropped, 175 Australian dollars. There's half of me that wants to try it for science sake because I feel like it'll be an interesting video, but there's also a half of me that's like, that's almost too far even for me. $175 for 4 shadows. So yeah, I don't know. If you want to see an Hermes quad review, put it in the comments, and if I get enough of you, then I can justify it. If not, I don't know. I'm torn at the moment, so you guys can be the deciding factor. This one is the shade 72 Brilliant Rouge Bruni, and the thing that got me across the line to actually pick this one up is like, it's really quite a sheer lip product, and I quite like that. And I don't have anything in like this kind of a shade and that formula. So I'm gonna take just this Rare Beauty Lively lip liner because it's basically just my lip color. Update on the foundation, already not wearing super great here. I've got it settling in fine lines right here. So I'll keep an eye on that. Let's take this. This might look a little intense with the eyes, but that's fine. I quite like that. What do you guys think? I think that's really a pretty easy fuss-free lipstick for this color. I'm not mad. I wouldn't wear it with such a bold eye, I'll be honest. But maybe if I was going out at night, I would. But I'm into that. All right, let me go figure out hair and all that jazz and we will zoom out and wrap this up. All right, my friends, this is the finished makeup look. What do you guys think? I really like it. Like I said, I actually wouldn't pair this lip with this eye look, but I mean, you can if you are wanting a more bolder makeup look, but I would probably, like I do one or the other normally. That's just my comfort zone. Quick little round robin. I, so far, am in love with this. I think this is immaculate, impeccable, gorgeous. The formulas feel lovely. I mean, the results of the 3 shadows I used today speak for themselves, but I will do a 1 week 1 palette, so stay tuned. I like this lipstick. It's very comfortable. It does not taste like fragrance whatsoever, which is something that I love about the Hermes lipsticks is I find a lot of luxury lipsticks put a heavy fragrance in them. For example, like the Prada ones, even the Dior ones really, whereas this one doesn't. It's just a really comfortable, nourishing formula, at least all the Hermes ones I have. These, I think, honestly, you can leave. Like, unless you are really a massive fan and like looking for something super sheer and stuff, I think this one's pretty, but I would just personally pick up like this one on its own if it's available on its own. This is kind of pointless to me, so yeah, I would skip that. I am happy with the Patrick Ta foundation so far. I don't think you need to run out and grab it. I will keep you, like, I'll keep you updated. I love the Fenty Gloss Bomb. I think that was super pretty. Actually, I wonder what it looks like over this. Shall we try? Oh, that looks cool. I really like this one. It's, you know, it's the Fenty Gloss Bomb you know and love. And I really love these little pudding things. I really love these. These are amazing. And the Chanel Sublimage, personally, it's a skip for me because I don't want glitter. I will say this is my 2nd or 3rd time using it, and I've swatched it a few times. Like, I filmed like reels and stuff with it. So this is the least amount of glitter I've gotten from the product, but I personally just recommend getting the Gucci. I just do. That's just my opinion though. And I think that's all of the new stuff that we tried, right? I think if I've missed anything, I'm sorry. I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know your thoughts down below. Have you picked up or are thinking of picking up the Danessa palette or any of these little goodies here? Let me know what holiday products you have your eye on, if any. And if you watched until this point, you're an absolute legend. Thank you so much. It truly helps my channel out. If you didn't know, like, the watch time really impacts your videos going out in the YouTube algorithm. So thank you. I hope you have the most amazing day wherever you are in the world, and I will see you next time. Bye.